For women and for women only. You are not independent of the standards that you set for men. What do I mean? There are so many instances where you will tell a man something. I want it like this. I want things done like that. You have to treat me like this. You have to treat me like that. And when that very same man comes back and gives you his boundaries and gives you what he feels his standards are and tells you what he wants out of the relationship, you sit there and you tell him, you can't tell me what to do. You sit there and tell him, you have to accept me how I am. You sit there and you throw it in his face that if you leave him, you have so many options out there. And I am here to let you know, in all honesty, that this is oppression, that this is manipulation, and this is gaslighting. And to an extent, I don't blame you, because people are making you think it's okay to do that, and it's not.
KAL HALAL YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, This is another digital epistle to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered to all the four corners of the earth. Double honors, double honors to the elders and the apostles, GMS, who rule well and preach the truth and sincerity. Yeah, and all the men and all the men down, and any of the likewise brothers, any of the brothers pushing on the likewise doctrine, or any sister that believing in this truth, any man or woman coming in the spirit of the hope of our life, who fully believe and worship the name of Yahweh Yahawashi. And this for you. First Esdras 4, 22. First Esdras 4:27. For many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women.
I mean, for women and for women only. You are not independent of the standards that you set for men. What do I mean? There are so many instances where you will tell a man something. I want it like this. I want things done like that. You have to treat me like this. You have to treat me like that. And when that very same man comes back and gives you his boundaries and gives you what he feels his standards are and tells you what he wants out of the relationship, you sit there and you tell him, you can't tell me what to do.
First Esdras 4:27. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. Many have gone off for these women. See, and a lot of men would be in the position. I mean, we've all been simply with the women. I mean, unless you always just have that spirit, man. You've been blessed with from birth. You had a specific type of upbringing, but hey, but hey, if you have no problem with women, it's more than likely you're not of the elect, or if you never had that, Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit to your husbands. Okay, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. Yeah, imagine, man, imagine. I mean, I'm about to say imagine, but we see it in the Christian church all the time. Lazy wife, especially Eve, lazy wife, won't do nothing for her husband. Man can't even get the cheeks. Barely could get a whole clean meal. He can barely get clean up after. He can barely get the wife the duties that the wife's supposed to do. That powerful woman will go to church, do everything for the pastor, do all the work for the pastor, be fully part of the ministry. Imagine if this truth was like the Christian church where you had no order. Yeah, yeah, women doing everything for the pastor. The pastor sleeping with everybody's wives. The pastor sleeping with everybody's daughters. And yet people are neglecting their own homes. Yeah. So the woman is not independent of the man. She's supposed to submit. So you come in, you're man. When you the day you came into the truth, the day feminism died. Men are not men are not equal partners to women in a relationship. So why submit yourselves to your own husband as you do the Lord? You're not independent of the not independent women are not independent of the man or independent of the man's standards. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. The woman didn't come from the man didn't come from the woman. The man wasn't created for the woman, but the woman was created for the man. Created to be the help meet. So these women have all these standards for men of a man they've never seen, or a movie man, or the ultimate set, or the man. I love how women call men kings for only doing what they want, and only doing all the same behavior, and only being in a relationship that makes women happy. But we know kings, most of them mistreated their wives. We know most of the kings, um, most of the kings, most of the kings mistreated their wives. You know, man, kings are selfish, man. Anytime you watch a that movie, the women are, the women are being dead dirty. You watch Game of Thrones, you watch that little bastard king. Treat all his women dirty, man. So these women will call men kings for doing what they all want. But man, any simp, man. Any, man. Every time a simp king.
You sit there and tell him you have to accept me how I am. You sit there and you throw it in his face that if you leave him, you have so many options out there. And I am here to let you know, in all honesty, that this is oppression, that this is manipulation, and this is gaslighting. And
This is gaslighting, man. These women have been sold to say, man, they sold to say protect and provide. But man, they can't find. They say protect and provide in the Bible, but they can't say protect and provide. You can't. They can't find protect and provide in the Bible if you ask them. Like man, like the Bible just sums it up that quick. Man, protect and provide. Women don't come with no standard. Women can do whatever they want. Men have to do all these things in the same way. Or through the whole generation, men have to provide, protect. But the women's standards keep changing, and you can't judge women. Let them changing things. But you judge men for them deviating. Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. Women rule over them. O my people, which lead thy cause thee to err, which lead thy cause thee to err, and destroy thy ways of thy past. These women destroy these ways of these men. 1930s, man. Ain't nothing better than Jake. And man, that was still a decade and a half after summer of 1918, 1919. Man, so when Jake comes and is in a masculine frame, the black man is unbeatable, man. Imagine coming here and imagine Jake after slavery. You know, a lot of Jake was oppressed, a lot of Jake was forced back into sharecropping. But man, from in 4 years, from slaves being able to own land in Babylon and profit, about 4 years after that, Edomites had to come and create legislation to railroad Jake from getting land because Jake was too successful. Jake was gaining too much power in 4 years, man. Man, that's oppression, man. That's slavery, man. Double slavery, man. Okay, man. I can go to sleep for 8 hours a day. But man, imagine coming home, man, and you can't even get rest from your woman because you're supposed to protect and provide. But if I protect and provide, she just means that's just so innate for you that they don't even understand because they have all this media and they have all this imagery and all this feminism. You know? They don't realize it's a privilege to have a man protect and provide, meaning the man doesn't realize that takes a want. Want for something. Because hey, if I go to my parents and they protect and provide for me and they put a roof over my head, whenever they want to kick me out, they use it over my head. They use that over my head. Right? So if it gives you that powerful right for a parent, you will watch one of your parents try to cut you off. I mean, I try say, oh, it's trying to kick you out, all this authority. But if their partner comes and that woman gets with a man, and the man tries to tell her what to do, she pays for the bills. She's gonna say that's manipulation, that's abuse. That's suppression, the gaslighting. The gaslighting, you really just trying to be there. You just being there and just trying to love somebody. You know, you're not perfect. Everything is like this toxic masculinity, manipulation, gaslighting for you. But for her, you, you're just insensitive. It's insensitive.
To an extent, I don't blame you because people are making you think it's okay to do that, and it's not.
First Corinthians 11:8. But for every woman that prayeth and prophesied with her head uncovered, dishonest her head, for that is even all one as is she were shaven. Yeah, so a woman not covering her head when she's not around her husband is as shameful as a woman being involved. These women don't realize that in the kingdom when they see the if the woman be not covered, uh, as let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and the glory of AHBAL YAHAWASHI. But the woman is the glory of the man. The woman is the glory of the man. That's not this, oh, we exalt the woman in the head. Man, but we don't. The difference between life, if you slaving for 8 hours, 10 hours, you come home, man, my woman's supposed to be my rest man. Supposed to be my right. Neither was the man created for the woman. The woman created for the man. For this, women have the power. Uh, for this cause, ought the women have the power on her head because of their angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither is the woman without the man in the Lord. He really comparing gender, really comparing to each other, is stupid, man. It's idiotic, you know. You know, you see the heathen. If you see some heathen doctor, unless they come to Babylon and drink the Babylon juice, when you see the heathen doctors, you hear see you can have two heathen doctors, two Edomite doctors, two Indian doctors, man and woman. You will not see them power struggle like the Jake unless it's the Babylon, unless they're influenced by Babylon. You know, if you go watch, man, like if I watch a monk dude, man, he's gonna have enough clout in his own culture to where he could be the average. He could pull off. There's some people like going to school with monkeys. So there's some kids. Man, average looking man, real feminine man. Get a lot of women, man. Barely even try. So they don't even talk. Man, some people be so nervous. You get mad how you be wondering. They stay in their relationship. I mean, they could be there. If they're healing in their relationship. But you be wondering. I'll be like, whoa. it's like seeing that Justin Bieber. It's like seeing that white kid blonde hair get all the hoes. It's the same thing as watching that Asian kid being able to pull women off the image of their medias. You have the American media pushing the white beauty standard. For Asians, you have the Japan, you have South Korea, you have their entertainment, their media that pushes their certain type of philosophy that's manipulated by Babylon. And man, I'll go into that later, man. I'm gonna make a K-pop one. That's it. But no, man, it's different, man. It's very powerful when you see when you're on the side of your narrative, like when you see the media is on the side of your people's narrative, and it's different for Jake. Unless you want to be, unless you really want to be a murderer, a drug dealer, if you want to be an athlete, the media's not on your side. You know, I heard someone could be productive. Like a monk, it's easier for a monk person to be productive, a young man to be productive and give young men to society, and not have to do some criminal enterprise and criminal element to be successful. I mean, all these citizens are criminals. They're all tax fraud, they have slaves. You know, find a lot of these Asian restaurants, man, looking at immigrants and all this. But it's not the. But we got Nestle, we got a whole bunch of major corporations. There's really nothing compared to these. You know, a lot of these heathens, they be doing tax evasion. They be not be paying the taxes on their businesses, creating massive fraud. But it's easier for a monk person to be in a more righteous imagery. So you get women, then Jake. It's like Jake. He either gotta be the criminal, drug dealer, or if it doesn't even physically look. I mean, even football, man, you got to touch that pigskin, man. But I mean, I'm not being over righteous, man. We even got pig ends on the water bottles. But Jake, he either doing wickedness or he has to push a a low life mentality. You gotta push the athletics, man. You gotta push the music, man. But even with the music, man, you ain't getting females for the music, really. Unless you're simping, Queen of Heaven, man, talking that violence, that murder, or you got a whole bunch of clout to where if they don't even mess with it, they just see it, man, and they mess with it. Like they see it, they see the reach and the potential of it. So it's less about the actual art and the lifestyle they could gain. I hope this lesson was edifying.